So, with AI targeting and bidding, it is now more than ever essential for a fit for purpose MarTech stack to be deployed by igaming and betting operators. So, looking back to 10 years ago to 2015 and using Google Ads as an example. So, back in 2015, the typical Google Ads manager would be doing a lot of manual CPC bidding on a daily basis, looking at mostly exact match keywords, uh, using manual time of day bid modifiers based on sport. So, for instance, 3 o'clock on a Saturday for football, when horse racing meetings are taking place during the week, and in the evening times, if there's Champions League, basketball, or NFL, on the weekends and Monday Night Football and so on. So it's all done, or was all done manually. On top of that, you had demographic modifiers. So across casino, your blackjack player would have a different demographic modifier than your slot player. Then throw bingo in on top of that. So there was a lot of manual targeting, really granular manual targeting, and that went as far as even city by city targeting, location targeting. So you could really get some fantastic results if you were able to segment your data and if you knew how to use the ad platform properly. Ad optimization was done by creating multiple ad variations and testing them against each other. Using campaign experiments as well. If you are changing different formats within the campaign, you would run a campaign experiment. Leveraging ad customizers is another great way back then to create some dynamic style ads. But more and more that has gone towards AI. Yeah, we had to negative match back then, but compared to what you have to do now, it wasn't a lot. And back then we thought it was a lot, but compared to the negative matching that's involved, even on exact match campaigns today, it's a world apart. So today in 2025, you're looking at running campaigns leveraging Google's targeting. And this is similar for other ad platforms. I'm just using Google as an example. So leveraging the ad platform internal AI targeting. So in terms of Google, you may have a campaign with a target CPA, but the instruction set up for maximizing conversions within that target CPA. You have one ad with multiple titles and multiple descriptions, and the platform then finds the best combination of title and description. AI does all of the time of day, the demographic targeting, the location targeting for all of the campaigns. So you don't do the manual targeting like you did in 2015. And you also have to engage in extreme negative matching, even for exact match keywords, which is a bit of a pain when it comes down to sports betting, because a lot of your competitors will be triggered by your generic keywords. And that's something that you just have to keep on top of. So managing an ad account for iGaming and sports betting in 25 is completely different than what it was back in 15. So the key now is what happens outside of the ad platform versus what you could do on the ad platform. So as more and more AI elements are introduced, you're going to have less and less control within the ad platform. They will start removing features and functions and pointing you and forcing you to use their AI systems. So you really need to have a proper system in place to optimize outside of the ad platform to give you a degree of control and also outperform your competitors by having a better system and framework in place that feeds the AI targeting and feeds these ad platforms. So I'm making the argument that optimization outside of the ad platform is already more important than optimizing on the ad platform. you're talking about conversion rate optimization, page layouts, you're talking about your offers, you're talking about audience modeling and leveraging retargeting across different ad platforms. And again, looking at a various sort of combination of approaches and decisions that all link together that must be fed into the AI of these ad platforms. So ad platforms have more control, you have less control, and there's going to be less transparency. What you have control of is your own first party data, and you need to be able to leverage that. For instance, feeding conversion data into AI target CPA campaigns to ensure that you're achieving the best return on your ad spend. So ad management has moved from the offensive to the defensive. You have to negative match relentlessly. You have to block site IDs on programmatic, native, and maybe some of the mobile networks as well. So what you want to do is build a capability where you can do that on the ad platform, but also feed in your predictive data, your customer tier data, to help the AI with making the right decisions and targeting the right users. So getting your customer quality or your value tier data into each ad platform is essential, and this needs to be done on an automated basis. You need to tie in with your CRM, you need to tie in with your trading, you need to tie in with your casino management team, and have a framework that the only customers that you are, or conversions you're pushing into these ad platforms, are customers that you want. You want to avoid bonus abusers, you want to avoid low value customers, because if you don't do this, you will be telling the ad platforms that you want customers that you don't want, and they will not weight that, and it will not look for the customers that you are going to want. So it's really key that you have a framework in place. There's a number of ways you can do this, and there's a number of approaches based on how your CRM is set up. And again, we've done this numerous times, especially on Google Ads, to work with what you're already looking for from a customer analysis perspective. And there's different ways and formats you can use, but ultimately you want to make sure you're only feeding the type of customer or the type of conversion that you're looking for into the platform. And you also must ensure that your CPA targets reflect the lifetime value of those conversions. So when we're looking at the full funnel, we sort of have an intent funnel, but we have an impressions pyramid. So generally across search, the volume is lower, but the intent is much higher. And then you have your social platform, where again your impressions are higher, but your conversion and your impressions are lower, but your conversion intent is higher. And as you push that back towards programmatic, towards native, you can get more impressions, but the conversion intent is lower. So what you need to do is fold lower or higher conversion intent, lower impression channels into higher impression channels where you can retarget, and again you can get more frequency on those low reach, relatively low impression channels. So generally, if you can use and leverage your search as the seed to build out not only targeting these customers, but also your retargeting or your lookalikes, and your sort of modeled audiences, You can then retarget the high intent customers at lower cost, but also build out um, lookalike audience pools, and again leverage that data to improve channels that are further up the conversion funnel but have potential for more reach at a lower cost. And again, you need to have your tech in place to do this. You need to identify those customers. So you get an audience from search, and then you can expand that with a lookalike or similar audience across the social platforms and other programmatic slash native channels as well. So the return on your advertising. So essentially, there's two different avenues. One is prospecting, where you're just getting them on the funnel, but also you have direct campaigns. And what we call direct campaigns are campaigns you're looking for an immediate conversion. So that's search. Prospecting would be programmatic, would be prospecting social or cold social campaigns. And then you have retargeting. And the retargeting essentially is warm audiences, either search that's folded back up with higher funnel targeting for more reach, or retargeting users that have gone through or visited the site or engaged from upper funnel channels. But, and the complicated approach here is, you need to have your marketing technology aligned on this in order to attribute all costs across the retargeting journey. Your CPA calculations cannot just come from one channel. It must come from all channels that particular user or that particular cookie has gone through. So again, it's something that you need marketing tech for. And also you need to sort of do, modeling of non below the line campaigns or non-web campaigns. Look at your above the line campaigns, and again, work with your data science team if you have one to build out models based on that. And there are tools that can help you with that to some degree. The key here is to ensure that you're not acquiring customers at a higher cost than you believe, because if you're doing that, it will skew your decision making, and you will avoid channels that potentially are acquiring customers at a lower cost than is viewable. So having your marketing tech stack in place that can help you with this is really, really important. So you need to be able to feed player value data into each ad platform. You need to be able to set it up and integrate it. And there's two ways of doing that. One is to integrate existing platforms and tools that are out there at the moment and build a suite that's all interconnected, that your sort of API are all integrated, and that's an option. Or build a bespoke solution. Depending on how your data warehouse is set up, depending on what tools you do, and depending on how you're advertising, in some cases you might be surprised when you do the cost benefit of a bespoke solution versus a multi-tiered integrated solution.